On today's video, I'm going to show you how to build instant rapport with your customers and prospects. Hi everybody, I'm Jason Everett, one of the trainers down here at Business Refuel, and building rapport and gaining clients' confidence and gaining clients' trust is the ultimate tool in your toolbox in order to make sure that you get the most value out of every client and customer interaction that you have. Because if you have rapport, it'll get you everything that you want. It'll get you orders and repeat business and referrals. But if you don't have it, it'll stop negotiations, it'll shut off conversations, and it'll prevent them from even calling you back. So I'll give you a personal example. I was recently on the phone with a new business that I wanted to work with, and I hadn't worked with them before, so I asked them for some references. And I said to them, look, I want to find out from your references, what it's like to do business with you. So they gave me 3 references. I called them up, and I asked them a ton of questions about the experience. And you know what happened? At the end of me just being on the phone with them for 3 to 5 minutes, every single one of those persons called back the person who had given me their information and said, hey, I love this Jason guy. He's fantastic. I would love to work with him again because I was able to build extreme rapport with them. And I'm going to share with you in this video what are the actual step-by-step techniques that I use to build rapport. Unlike another situation I had, in fact, just the other day. I was granted all access permission to go on to this Air Force base and have this amazing experience. Now, I didn't go into it with the same idea of building rapport, and in fact, we were kind of joking around, making some cracks, which, by the way, you probably shouldn't do at an Air Force base, and they threatened to take away our all-access privileges. So it dawned on me that I probably should have used the same rapport-building techniques that I used in business in this exact same scenario on the Air Force base. So what are these steps, you might be asking? How do you take rapport and shorten the amount of time? In fact, increase your relationship in half the amount of time? Well, here's the steps. Step number 1 in this process is you've got to ask intelligent questions. What I mean by that is ask great questions. Learn more about them than being interested in talking about yourself. Because most people are just waiting to start talking about themselves instead of really listening and asking you questions, which leads me to step number 2. You've got to intently listen to what their responses are. And if you intently listen and you use 2 ears and 1 mouth accordingly, then you'll get the most out of that interaction, and they'll actually build a strong amount of rapport with you because you're listening. Which leads me to step number 3. Now, step number 3 is important because if you don't use it, it's going to stop the whole process. Step number 3 is wait for them to ask you questions. Okay? Important. So if you're asking them questions and you keep getting them to go on and on and on, and you're doing lots of listening, and then you wait for them to ask you questions, they're more inclined to listen to you when you have responses if you wait for them to ask. Now, step number 4, probably the most important part of this, is be the first person to give. Meaning, just like when I was on the phone checking out those references, I actually asked them at the end of the call, I said, hey, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be on the call with me. Is there anything in your business right now that you need that I might be able to give you? And every single one of them gave me one little thing. They said, yeah, if you know somebody who can help me with this, or somebody who can help me with that, that would be beneficial for my business. And just by me asking the question, and they actually would say things like, nobody's ever asked me that before. Well, that's because most people don't build rapport like I do using that same 4-step process. So here's my challenge to you. If you've got other questions you think could build a high level of rapport very quickly, then put it in the comments section below. I'd love to share your ideas with everybody who watches these video series. And if you like this video and videos like this, check us out, facebook.com/businessrefuel, or subscribe to our channel at youtube.com/businessrefuel. Until then, be amazing to everyone you interact with. Take care.